Today we are going to be removing the motor inside of here and replacing it with a new one. We're going to show you how to tear it apart with the passenger side, but it is exactly the same as the driver's, just mirrored. You're going to start by removing this one, and it's going to pull off this faceplate. All right, once you get your big screw out, set it to the side, and then you're going to slide this piece off. I've already got it loose, so I can do it with one hand. Set it to the side. Now here's the internal stuff. You have a fat spring, the slidey guy, and then a skinny spring. Those are the technical terms we'll be using. So you may want to remove the spring, slidey boy, and the skinny spring before you unscrew this. That way they don't come flying out. Got to note there's also this little bushing spacer. Okay, go ahead and flip this up so you can access this screw. Unscrew 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, once you have your 5 screws out, you can go ahead and clip this little zip tie. Try not to cut the wires. And then now we're going to remove this screw and this screw, both of these screws. Okay, once you got those 2 screws out, you can go ahead and pop that guy out, just slips right out. Now to separate it, you're going to place the flathead right under there, and it gives you enough spot to lift, and you can slide through and get rid of that sticky stuff that keeps it sealed. All right, once you got it separated here, just go ahead and make sure you're not pinching anything. And we're going to have to unlock this guy and then unlock this guy right here. And I will show you how to do that when I get this camera set up. Alrighty. We have to figure out how to Chinese puzzle this. So I'm lifting up, and I'm kind of going down at this angle here. And I'll go ahead and slide this guy up and out of his little pocket. Okay, so right here, this guy right here, I slid out of that hole. And then next we're gonna have to rotate it so that this is parallel with this. This guy right here, keep an eye on him. We're just gonna rotate so we can separate. Boom, okay? You can do it the same or you can do it different. So basically I just slip that out. Here is the motor, and that's what we're gonna take out and replace. All right, got my new camera set up. Here we go with the motor. We're just gonna go ahead and slip her out. Boom, just like that. This piece you can re-grease. If the grease is hard, go ahead and clean it out with something and then pack in new grease. I'm just gonna pack in new grease because this stuff is pretty soft. If it was any harder, I would go ahead and clean it out, but I'm sure it's gonna be just fine. And now we need to separate the motor wires without effing them up. Okay, to get the motor out without breaking the wires, there's 2 little tabs. One right here and one right here. Pry those back, and this piece will simply just slide off. You can see underneath, it's pretty dirty. Inside the motor, pretty dirty. All right, when you have the motor out, you do not want to reuse this old white cap because the 2 little metal pins that are in there, you can see on the top of that one right there, how it's rounded out as well. It's kind of caught on each other. This one is also rounded out. This is from the old motor. You can kind of see that roundness right there at the top of it. Now notice back up in here, you have that same roundness going on up in here. That's because this metal pole spins around and around and slowly wears those blocks out. So on your new motors, these caps right here are gonna be perfectly squared, no rounding out to them. And so you'll get a much better connection, longer life, than if you were to reuse this old cap. Now you'll notice on your new motor, you're missing your worm gear. So what I went ahead and did is put a cloth over the worm gear in a vice grip and used a needle to tap down on this as the vice grip is holding the worm gear and simply slide it out. Something else you'll notice is on the OEM one, there's splines, and on the replacement, there's no splines. So we're going to JB weld this part and then slide the worm gear on. Here is the other side. For reference, we'll get them nice and lined up. That way I know exactly where to put that worm gear. Mixed up a little bit of JB weld. Got it lathered on there, and we used paper to line up the bottoms of it, and then another piece of paper to line up the worm gears. So hopefully measuring it like that will make it nice and aligned when we reinstall. We'll know for sure by the end of this video. Okay, so the reason we said not to destroy the wires in that little white cap is so that you can keep this little tab part. You'd go ahead and destroy this guy to get this tab out. What I use is a pair of cutters. That way I could just snip it and then slide it out. Once you have that, you can actually slide it into that slot on the new motor. Make sure you're set up properly. I have a little red dot, that way I know which side is positive. And then you can go ahead and simply just slide this in to that slot there, and it will work. I just had it all connected up, tested it with the battery, and the motor spun great. So I'm gonna go ahead and start reassembling now. Place the motor back into position like so. Make sure it's nice and lined up on the worm gear, and re-grease. I'm using that, should be fine. Put a little bit of grease in here too. And then when you reinstall, make sure that this little boot lines up with the square. I'm gonna flip this over and put it together real quick. Okay, in that last clip, I had the motor with the wires facing towards the bottom, kind of like that. I couldn't get it to close, so I had to take it out, unplug it, flip it around like this so that the wires plug in through the top, and then go ahead and set the motor in. Once the motor's in, you should have the wires routed up and around through here. That way, you're able to put the second piece on and then actually get it to close and seal. Otherwise, those wires right there, they'll be poking out and you can't get it to close. Whatever side has the bend goes up here, like that. And this part goes down here, this, that way. This guy needs to line up onto here, and how I did that is I separated them, and then that way they're all in pieces. And then I pulled this off and angled it up like that. There you go. That way it slides onto there, and then you can spin that back on. Like that. And then this guy, this tip right here, goes into this hole right here. So we'll just kind of lift it all up. Oops. And set them in. And then you can go ahead and start getting your 5 screws. But that is how you get these 3 pieces all together. You have to wiggle in this guy first by picking this up, bending him around, and then you have to drop it in. And this is what it looks like all together. And then of course the screws. So this part will be a little bit loose. You can look in here how it lines up. And that's that. Alrighty. Reinstallation, there is our slidey boy. And remember, we'll have a spring here and then another spring here. So I'm gonna go rinse out these springs and then throw everything in real quick. Alrighty, now that all of the springs are in, excuse me, we have the big spring, the fat one, we have the slider, then we have the skinny spring. We're going to reinstall the long screw. Long screw is in. Now we can reinstall this part. Make sure it lines up nice and smooth. Once everything's in and it feels right and lined up, you can go ahead and screw it in. There we go. Alright, last thing we're gonna screw in is this guy. Make sure you get this piece lined up in there. And then you can go ahead and take those darker screws and get it screwed in there. They are JIS 1, so your Phillips number 1 isn't going to be perfect. Alright, she's all buttoned up. Got all of the little tabs on there. Kind of hard to see that one. That one. Now we can go ahead and do a test demo. Nice and snappy. Was it worth it?